Hey, what's up, guys? It's Renaldo here. So, if I had to tell you that the United States just sentenced a South African to 6 months of direct imprisonment in federal prison because this person was a foreign agent, would you believe me? More than likely not. And the reason for that is because if you look at the current state of the military and the SAPS in this country, you would go, what are the chances that we have competent people in other countries? Well, apparently we do. And the reason that it's only a 6 month sentence and not a life sentence or something, in between is because it was a plea deal. And also because this person ultimately spilled all the beans. And also this person lied on documents with the United States and also clearly having a relationship with other government agencies in this country and not declaring that to the United States. What is also important to note, though, is that this person was on their way to qualify in order to get classified documents and secrets of the United States. Now, if she managed to get that approval and that qualification, and then the same thing happened, then she would have been found guilty of espionage and spying. Now, the question is, who was she in communication with? Well, we'll read that in the article now. But before we do, please be sure to smash that like button, share this video far and wide, and don't forget to subscribe. It's absolutely free. It won't cost you anything. It will be greatly appreciated. All right, let's have a look. All right, another great article by Business Tech saying South African sentenced to federal prison in the United States for being a secret foreign agent. Yo, things are getting spicy. A former South African Air Force Brigadier General has been sentenced to 6 months in a United States federal prison while working at one of the US's most sensitive national security research facilities. According to the United States Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of Tennessee, 59-year-old Portia Anyamba, who was living in Knoxville, Tennessee, was sentenced on 17th June 2026 in the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Tennessee. According to the plea agreement, Anyamba pleaded guilty to one count of acting as an agent of the Republic of South Africa without notifying the U.S. Attorney General, which is in violation of federal law. Anyamba also pleaded guilty to one count of making false statements on a U.S. government security clearance application. In addition to a 6-month prison sentence, the court ordered that she serve 2 years of supervised release and pay a fine of $9,500. According to the United States Attorney's Office, the case stems from Anyamba's work in 2023 and 2024 as a program management operational specialist in the National Security Program Office at Oak Ridge National Laboratory in Tennessee. Now, it goes on and on, but I just want to focus on the interesting bits here. Anyamba knowingly acted as an agent of a foreign country. Yo! In February 24, FBI agents monitored a meeting between Anyamba, the intelligence officer, and another individual associated with the South African government. The group first met at a restaurant in Knoxville before moving to a nearby hotel. On the 7th of November 2024, FBI agents intercepted Anyamba before the planned meeting in Knoxville and seized a laptop computer that she was carrying. While these events were unfolding, Anyamba was also applying for a U.S. government security clearance that would have allowed her access to classified information. Now, as part of the process, she completed the standard SF-86 security questionnaire. Prosecutors said she falsely declared that she had no ongoing contact with foreign nationals and had not been in contact with the representatives of the foreign government during the previous 7 years. Meeting at a restaurant and then going to a hotel afterwards. That sounds like something out of a spy movie or the beginning of an adult film, if you catch my drift. Ultimately, though, she did lie to the government, and she did meet with somebody that was part of another government's agencies. So ultimately, I don't feel bad for her because she broke the law and she knew that she broke the law. But what makes this really interesting is, why did she meet with that person? Was it a booty call? Or was it something more sinister, like providing information on the United States? And the fact that she applied to get access to classified information makes me believe that there's more to the story. Now, of course, maybe this is a case of them, having a booty call, but ultimately also then it could have stemmed from them having this sort of arrangement before where she will give information to this government official. But ultimately, once again, the FBI manages to get things done. In South Africa, however, we don't have that luxury where most of the cases that gets open at a police station aren't investigated. And you literally have to lick the arse of the NPA to take on cases that is winnable. I mean, there's many Julius Malema cases that the NPA didn't want to take up. The most famous one, of course, being the firearm discharge case. And then because AfriForum forced them to do it, saying that if they weren't going to do it, then AfriForum would. Then they stepped in, and guess what? They found Julius Malema guilty. But it just asks a deeper question here. Like, how hell-bent is the government of this country on destroying the relationship between the United States and South Africa? At what point are we as the public going to call out our government officials for allowing them to destroy a great relationship that we've got with our second biggest trading partner? Now, the United States and South Africa's relationship's already strained because for some reason the South African government can't just do the right thing and look at the 5 asks from the United States government, which is things like make farm murders a priority crime, get rid of expropriation without compensation, normal things that you would expect from a democracy. But yet these 5 asks are just too much, and the government is willing to give up billions of rands in trade, in aid. And ultimately, the reason that they are doing this is because they want to cozy up to Iran, to Russia, and China. And the fact that this dropped right now with this woman being imprisoned for 6 months just clearly tells you that maybe South Africa is doing the bidding of other nations. Now, I don't have any evidence for that, but I just find it strange that if you look at how South Africa has cozied up to these bad actors and bad countries, in my opinion, like Iran, Russia, and China, and suddenly we have these things coming out where, hey, there might be the exchanging of information. And the question is, what for and who for and why? And yet, we'll probably hear nothing from DIRCO, because why would they want to inform South Africans exactly as to what is happening? So let's keep an eye on the international news and hopefully see what comes from this. But as it stands right now, 6 months imprisonment, and I think she can kiss her job goodbye, and she will probably be deported after that. So something that I didn't expect South Africa to do, and yet here we are. And of course, whenever you think that you can't look at the South African government with more anger and disgust, then something like this happens. Amazing, right? But that's pretty much all I got to say. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe. It's absolutely free. Smash that like button, share this video far and wide. And if you'd like to contribute financially to this channel, then you can do so by clicking on the $ below and choosing an amount. It's called a super thanks, and thank you for that. Or you can become a member to this channel where you get early access to videos, you get one stream that's only for members, and of course the benefit of a members only WhatsApp group that's only for voortsakkers, which is what I call the members of this YouTube channel. And the way that you can do that is by clicking the join button below, and it'll be greatly appreciated. And that's all I got to say. Till later, cheers and peace out.
You don't even know me, but every time you see me, you say, I wear my massacre. You don't even know me, but every time you see me, you say, I wear my massacre. I wear my massacre. You don't even know me, but every time you see me, you say, I wear my massacre. I wear my massacre.